it's Sam from Sugar Spun Run, and today we're making a Dutch baby or a German pancake. I feel like this recipe was super trendy a couple years ago, and I'm always late to trends because with food I just kind of move at my own pace, but I don't think it's too late to be sharing it with you. Maybe you're also late to the game, excited to share my recipe. So let's get started by first talking about one of the most key ingredients, and that is the baking pan. You're going to need a 10-inch cast iron skillet for today's recipe. And what you're going to do is you're going to preheat your oven to 425. We're going to put this cast iron in the oven while it preheats. You need the oven to fully reach 425 degrees, and you need this pan to get super hot. I'm wearing an oven mitt because I already had mine in the oven before I started recording. I'm gonna go pop it back in there right now. Well, that's getting nice and toasty. We're going to go ahead and grab our blender. Now, a blender really makes this nice and easy and is going to give you the best possible results. If you don't have one, you can do this by hand, but I find my Dutch babies are not as impressive and ridiculous looking, if that makes sense, when they're not made in a blender. This recipe is actually really nice and easy because everything goes right in the blender, almost everything. We're going to start with a half cup of milk, and then we're going to add 3 large eggs. I'm gonna crack them in this cup first. Make sure we don't get any shell in there. 2. And if you're curious about what a Dutch baby looks like or tastes like, I think the best way to describe it is a cross between crepes, pancakes, and popovers, all of which I've shared recipes for. I would say the texture most probably reminds me of a popover, and with the way that these rise up because of the steam and then will deflate as they cool, it's another way they really are a lot like popovers or Yorkshire pudding. Next, we're going to add a half cup of all-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. It's a nice touch of sweetness. A half teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a half teaspoon of table salt. All right, we're going to pop the lid on our blender. We're gonna blend everything for 10 seconds. I can do this backwards. Then we'll stop. And we're going to carefully scrape down the sides, just because the flour has a tendency to kind of stick on the sides. We wanna make sure everything, all of our ingredients are getting nicely incorporated in there. Then we're going to blend for another 5 to 10 seconds. Take these out of here. Pop this off of here. And now if your oven is completely preheated, truly at 425 degrees, and your pan is nice and hot, then we're going to grab it out of the oven. If it's not ready yet, just let your batter rest, that's not a problem. Waiting to the last possible second, because it really is important for that pan to be nice and hot in order to get the best results. And grab it. All right, this is very, very hot. Don't forget and accidentally grab the handle, that would hurt really bad. So as soon as we pull it out of the oven, we're going to take 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and we are going to swirl this around in the pan till it's all melted. You can break it up into 3 pieces if you prefer. That'll make it even faster. You might notice some browning. That's great. Always keep that handle covered so you don't accidentally grab it. And then we're going to pour this batter right on in there. You should still hear some sizzling. And this goes immediately back into your 425-degree oven, center rack. It's gonna bake for about 20 minutes. While it's in there baking, it's going to puff up quite a bit. It should be turning a nice golden brown color. That's a really good indicator that it's done. All right, now this is very, very hot when it comes out of the oven. So make sure you don't touch that handle. I can't stress that enough. Now, just like when we made our popovers, all of the height from this comes from steam that's made from the ingredients we use. Like, we're not using any other leaveners like baking powder or baking soda. So it's all puffed up due to the steam. As it cools, they're going to shrink back down, and that's totally normal. I do recommend, strongly recommend, letting this cool a bit before you eat it, but don't wait too long. You want to eat it warm like you would any pancake or, a popover. So we're just gonna let it cool just enough until it is edible. Now, some people like to top these with butter or maple syrup or cinnamon and sugar, or make them savory. That's fine. I usually do powdered sugar and sometimes fruit as well. And I'll add some powdered sugar right now, even though it's going to kind of melt on there. We'll still have the flavor. Now, how do you eat it? However you want to eat it. I usually kind of cut it into wedges, like if I were cutting a pizza, and then everybody gets a nice slice. And you can just use a regular knife for this, but honestly, sometimes I use kitchen shears, lift it up and cut it that way. I'll go ahead and do that now just to show you. Kitchen shears are great if it's really hot and I don't want to burn myself. So there you can see how it looks. Like I said, very similar to a popover in appearance. that is how you make a Dutch baby. If you try this out, let me know what you think. I always love hearing from you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. And yes, I definitely cut bigger wedges than that normally. That's so simple, but it's so good.